We're going to experiment with some of the color grading LUTs, the lookup tables that actually come with Photoshop. So click File and Open, and we now want to be in color grading session 2. Okay, and I've given you this photograph, this wet table. Okay, once again this was taken with my phone. In fact, let's just make this a little bit bigger if we can. So in fact, let's just fit on screen for now so that we can see it a little better. The phone has done a pretty good job with the image. I mean, the colours are relatively saturated. However, there's not a great deal of contrast. The image looks a little too bland in my opinion. So what I'm going to show you is just some of the pre-made lookup tables inside of Photoshop and the effect that they have on an image like this. So just clicking anywhere. In the last video I showed you adjustments, clicking on this one in order to add a color lookup table, and you could also click on this one and go to color lookup. There is also a third way, so we can go to layer and we have new adjustment layer, and from there we can also add a color lookup table. Okay, this gives you the option of actually just changing the name of that layer. We can click OK, color lookup 1 is fine. And we get this dialog box. Okay, we want to choose a 3D LUT file. And Photoshop obviously has its own presets. So a 2-strip look is really interesting. Okay, so it just restricts everything down to these 2 sort of colours, which might be quite a good effect for you actually if that's what you're looking for. A 3-strip look. Okay, really enhances that colour. I quite like that. I think it brings out a lot of the colours in this image that I quite liked about it when I took it. And this might be a good starting point for you to then colour grade your image. So you can then go on from there and continue to add adjustment layers and manipulate this. And that's what these presets are great for. They're a really good starting point for a good colour grade. We have a bleach bypass that can be quite extreme. Okay, so I would certainly in this case think about reducing the opacity on that one. Candlelight, yeah, I quite like that. The crisp, warm look. Now this really kind of warms up an image. I particularly like what it's done with these red bricks in the background. Crisp winter look, drop blues. This one's quite nice, very desaturated. Edgy amber, okay, whoa, a bit too extreme perhaps. But certainly experiment with these, try them out in your own time. Now the film stock tries to emulate the look of traditional film. So if you were a traditional camera person many years ago, you will have been using traditional film that gave this very high contrast kind of look to your images. This can emulate that. Foggy night. Okay, I quite like this one. This would be a great start for a really good photograph. And for some people that might actually be enough. They might just be happy just to add that preset and say, that's my image done. And in fact, let's just see the difference. So that's the original with not a great deal of contrast, and obviously that's the difference. Now the great thing about color lookup tables is you can apply as many as you like. Okay, so I could add another one, let's say futuristic bleak, which is kind of weird, and then you could do like maybe an overlay on that one, so it actually adds to it, it combines the effects. So the point of this video is experiment. Okay, try these out, see if any of these are going to suit your images that you have. So let's say that we wanted a soft warming look as well. Okay, so now we've got an original look for our photograph that was so easy to achieve, and I think that looks just right there. Okay, so if I, for example, maybe make this darker color and reduce this opacity, I think that looks so much better than the original. That looks a little bit bland.